Hey guys, John Man here for another Who is Better, and this Who's Better is Dark Hole versus Wildfire. So first I'll explain what they do and what they are. First, Dark Hole is a normal spell card, and its effect is quite simple actually. It just says destroy all monsters on the field, regardless of what position. So, the opponent can have 5 face down monsters activated, it's going to work. It's not like Lightning Vortex or something particular like Mirror Force. So this is just destroys all monsters on the field. Wildfire, a quick spell card. It says pay 500 life points, destroy a face-up Blaze Accelerator card you control, and destroy all monsters on the field. Then special summon one Wildfire token with Pyro type, Fire attribute, level 3, attack 1000, defense 1000, and attack position. Also, you can not declare an attack this turn. Now first off, just real quick, Dark Hole is a normal spell card, which means you can only activate it upon your turn. Wildfire is a quick spell, like Book of Moon. So in short, it means you can activate it on your opponent's turn as long as you have the necessary card to activate Wildfire. But also note, you have to pay 500 life points. Now the differences here real quick is that other than being able to activate it on your turn and on your opponent's turn, you have to pay 500 life points to activate this card, or this costs nothing. But this also gives you a monster in return. And the token can actually be tributed, synchro summoned with, or fusion, whatever, whatever card needs a water or pyro, a fire monster or pyro type monster, for a fusion. But these are cards, there's one reason why this is a little bit better. So first off, cards that these are good against. Big monsters like Jinzo that cannot be destroyed by traps, or are kind of hard to get rid of by battle because they have so much attack. Jinzo is an good example. Catastor, because Catastor has the ability to destroy non-dark monsters. So in order to get past him, you have to have a monster higher or equal to an attack at least to get rid of him. So that's a good example. Or a Colossal Fighter, which is not destroyed by battle by any means, pretty much. This monster has a special effect, But yeah, these are cards that are kind of hard to get rid of by normal means in some cases. Next, we have cards that negate them. We have Dark Bribe and Solemn Judgment. Both of these easily negate Dark Hole or Wildfire, unless of course your opponent, or if you activate these, your opponent changes these, unless you have like 7 Tools of the Bandit or something. Or another one of these actually, as a matter of fact, works as well. Now, cards that can counteract these, also easier in some ways, that are more easier or cheaper to find, are My Body's a Shield or Starlight Road. Now, mind you, Starlight Road, of course, does need for you, if you're going to activate this in response to one of these 2 cards, Starlight Road still requires you to have 2 monsters or more that are going to be destroyed by these cards. Whereas My Body can protect a single monster if needed. So, just note to yourself that. And, other cards as monsters that can negate, obviously the Stardust Dragon and Shooting Star Dragon is bigger, bulkier form. Now, the thing with these 2 cards is that they're actually kind of nice because they can negate these and are still reusable. Well, Stardust Dragon at least is. The reason why I say Shooting Star Dragon isn't reusable in a sense is the fact that even though he doesn't leave the field, he's critical to being destroyed right afterwards if your opponent has, another means to destroy your Shooting Star Dragon. So you just gotta remember that. But it also makes it nicer because it means that your opponent's not gonna get past you if you have Shooting Star Dragon, if you don't have another destruction card, which mostly they will if they're gonna try to bait out your 1 turn destruction. So cards also are more threatening when you play these are Dimensional Prison, Dimensional Fissure. And why I say this is because if you use this in combination with this and your opponent does not have anti-removal cards or cards that do not do well without being in the graveyard, you can make it so that these cards are more threatening to your opponent, whereas they have to negate them if they want to live. So, if you play this in conjunction with one of these 2 cards, it usually is beneficial for you as long as your deck's built around, Dimensional Fissure or removal type cards. But mind you, Banisher of the Radiance will not work with these cards because it's destroyed along in the process, so it'll actually be going to the graveyard. Just know that. Also, more cards are beneficial with these at the same time. Are cards like Chain Whirlwind And if you do not know what this does, it says activate when a card on the field is destroyed by a card effect. It doesn't matter by who, just as long as it is. Select 2 Spiral Trap cards on the field and destroy them. Now that's nice actually, because if once you destroy your opponent's monsters, and if you destroy any of yours, you can chain this to destroy more of your opponent's stuff if you're activating these cards. Because this does not require, this card does not have to have your opponent activate something that destroys a card by a card effect, so which is nice. Next we have Dandelion. The reason why Dandelion is good, because it gives you more tokens. So his effect is mandatory, and also it happens after these 2 cards, so you can get more tokens. And if you play this, it means you get 3 tokens actually in all, so it's actually not too bad. Also, we have Card Trooper and Sangan, which either allow you to draw a card or search for a monster, and they also activate when they're destroyed and sent to the graveyard by whatever means, so that's nice. Now, the thing about Wildfire real quick I want to tell you is that it does have some support, unlike Dark Hole. Dark Hole actually has a card, it's called Light Hole. It's a very rare card that actually counteracts Dark Hole on purpose. It actually destroys all your opponent's monsters, but I don't have that right now. But Wildfire does have some support. It has obviously Blaze Accelerator and Tri-Blaze Accelerator, which is why this is destroyed Blaze Accelerator card, so just know that. But Blaze Accelerator can also be searched out by Volcanic Rocket. And if you don't know what he does, it says when this card is summoned, you can add 1 Blaze Accelerator card from your deck or your graveyard to your hand. So that's actually not too bad. So once you use, if you have 2 of these in your deck, you can make it more effective if you have more Volcanic Rockets, because you can actually bring back your Blaze Accelerator from the graveyard to use it with your second Wildfire if you do use that many. And to make it more, slightly more threatening, you can also play more monster destruction cards such as Volcanic Shell and Scatter Shot, which also work with Volcanic Scatter or Blaze Accelerator. So, I mean, there is support for Wildfire as well that makes it better in a way. So, I mean, there's benefits to each one. I mean, the benefits at least I like real quick here are that Wildfire can be activated on your opponent's turn when they're trying to make a big push, instead of, something like Mirror Force. You can do something like Wildfire with your Blaze Accelerator and make it just more threatening to your opponent, as well as that you get a token from Wildfire, whereas Dark Hole, you don't. So, I mean, there's benefits. You can play both, but of course with Wildfire you do have to play at least a Blaze Accelerator to make it more live. Yeah, I mean, there's benefits, but if I were to choose, Dark Hole is better obviously because it can work in any deck, essentially, whereas Wildfire, you still need to play the Blaze Accelerator, but, you can still work around that by playing, a Rocket or 2 and then playing your Blaze Accelerator, so that, it's live. So, I mean, there's ways to make Wildfire work, but yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. If I were to choose, though, in general, Dark Hole is obviously more superior to Wildfire in the sense that it can work in any deck, pretty much, where Wildfire still needs that 1 card. But if you're going to look for a theme-type deck, and you're playing with, like, Fire, Pyro-type monsters, Wildfire is pretty much better. Or if you intend to synchro after you blow up your opponent's field. So, yeah, that's pretty much it, guys, and peace out.